I'm just making a quick video today to just kind of let you guys know what happened with my Triton solutions. So as you can see here, my solutions leaked out on my floor. I don't know, this is the calcium carbonate deposit here. I bought these about a month ago, a little over a month ago from Bulk Resupply. And while I didn't need Triton solutions at the time, I bought these because, you know, there is a shortage of Triton here in the US. So I bought these. They arrived in perfect condition, and I've had them sitting here. I've had them sitting in storage for a little, you know, over a month, since March 6th. And I had them in storage, and I kind of took them out and was ready to, you know, my Triton solutions are getting low, and I took them out and I was ready to use them, put them in the bottles and add them to my doser. And then I noticed yesterday that, you know, they were leaking, and kind of the deposits you see here, this just happened overnight, because it wasn't like this overnight. So I basically weighed the containers, and they're all different weights. I'm gonna go ahead and pour these out. Look at that. And yeah, I'm really disappointed in this, because I've really been an advocate of Triton. My tank's been running on Triton now for about 8 months. I'm really a big fan. And you know, the one issue we've had with Triton here in the US is the fact that there's just a shortage. I think the last time BRS had 200 cartons on their website, I think at about 12 p.m. Eastern, I noticed it. And then by 8 p.m. that night, 8 hours later, they had almost sold out of 200 sets of Triton. So, you know, because of the series that BRS did, a lot of people in the US are doing Triton, but there is a shortage. And listen, I've asked BRS, they've blamed it on the distributor has blamed it on whatever it is. I mean, we as consumers, we really don't care. We just have our systems running on this method, and we just want the solutions to be able to we just want it to be available when we need it. Pause. So they've given us a couple of reasons, like they're going green or whatever, but Triton used to ship, oh, this is a potassium, but Triton used to ship in these nice plastic containers, and these never leaked. I bought like a bunch of these. I have other methods. I've used the Triton Core 7, and I've had these bottles and they've never leaked. But once they started switching to this kind of milk carton type soft packaging, I've had a lot of different users just complain. I've known people personally have gotten these, and it took them 2 or 3 shipments before they were able to get a carton that wasn't leaking. Fisher Hex, a YouTuber here that was running his system on Triton, he left Triton because he couldn't get, you know, he was just frustrated with having to wait so long to get it. So this plastic container, this is what Triton used to, you know, be delivered in. This is what we now get, and I'm sorry, but this is not enough. This is simply not good enough. Now look, since I've had it sitting there for a few minutes, it's leaking. And so right now I have 2 tanks. I have a nano tank, a 14-gallon nano tank, and because the fact that I can't, you know, depend on Triton, I have, you know, some Bionic 2-part. So I'm not ready to kind of jump ship yet and run my big tank on Triton, but I'm not gonna put the nano tank, the newly rebuilt nano tank, I'm not gonna put it on Triton. I'm gonna put it on Bionic and sort of, you know, hedge my bet in, you know, learn about Bionic. It's been a couple years since I've used it. So just in case I'm not able to get my hands on Triton, at least I'll learn a little bit about Bionic and its dosing again. So if needed, I can move. So I poured out all the solutions and measured which ones had the issue. So it's basically a little bit of 3A leaked and a lot of 3B. So bottle 1 and bottle 2 each had 1,000 milliliters, which is exactly what they should have had. 3A had a little bit under that, but 3B had less than, had about 720 mils. So the majority of that one leaked. So what I did is I put 1 and 2 in some old Triton bottles I had, and then 3A, I put it in some Voss bottles and kind of wrote them on the top. And then 3B, I basically had to chuck it. There's a lot of precipitation still on the floor, so I don't even know if it's good. And maybe I could get some 3B from somebody. I don't know, maybe this is salvageable, but I'm gonna call BRS anyway. So instead of reaching out to BRS, I ended up going on the Triton Facebook page and contacting Tim at Triton. His email address is tim@tritondw.com, and Tim ended up sending me out a new set of Triton solutions. Now, this is not, they didn't do this for me individually. This is what they do to a lot of customers that are experiencing, you know, the Triton leakage. Another thing I noticed is that in the last week, the Triton solutions have actually been in stock at BRS. I remember 2 months ago when I bought this, BRS had about 192 sets of Triton at 12 p.m. Eastern, and by 10 p.m. that night, they were out of stock. So they ended up selling almost 200 sets in about 10 hours. Now BRS has had a consistent stock of Triton in the last week or so. So hopefully this whole Triton solutions not being in stock, not being available, I hope that's behind us, because I really do like the Triton system and I would like to continue with it, but you know, I have to protect myself. So I'm gonna put my nano tank on ESV, but I do love the Triton system. And if this Triton system continues to be in stock, then I'm happy to continue being like a happy customer. So shout out to Tim at Triton for getting me sorted out. If you have issues with your Triton solutions leaking, you can contact BRS. You can also contact Tim at Triton. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.